My name is James Bryant Boyd. I'm the president and CEO of J. Bryant Boyd Architect Design Build. We've been in business for 25 years. We started off as a pure architectural firm. I started my own firm, after college and had worked here in the Austin area for some other firms. Had opportunities coming to me all the time to help people with homes and draw houses. And as time went by, I just realized that I needed to be out there doing it on my own and not trying to work for somebody else and work in the evenings. It was literally working myself, 15, 20 hours a day, and it made for some pretty hard living, you might say. About three and a half, maybe 4 years ago, I started a conversation with a friend of mine who was involved in TAB. And now at the time, I did not know what TAB was. I had not heard of it, but I would listen to him and listen to him talk about this group he was involved in and the way they were helping him with his business and changing his business. And so I kept asking him, a lot of questions about it. I just realized that I needed some help in my business because I only knew what I knew. I didn't have any insight into other companies like mine. I'd never worked for a design build firm. I'd never owned a design build firm before. And so I recognized that I was the limiting factor in our company. If I wanted our company to grow, I needed to become a better CEO. I needed to understand about the business. And I didn't go to business school, I went to architectural school. So I have an architectural degree, not a business degree. And so the understanding of how a business operates was a little bit alien to me. Everything we had done, we had developed on our own. Some was great, some not so great. And so as I listened to Jay talk about the experience he was having and the ways it was changing his company, I inquired as to, how do I become a part of this? How do I, find a board that I can be on? And he introduced me to some people inside TAB, and they came and interviewed me to see if I would even be a fit. And I suppose they thought I was, so they brought me on. I joined a board. A TAB board is built up of other business owners. I think that's a critical thing to really understand. It's not really for managers, it's not for support staff. It's really for business owners, and the people that are on my board all own businesses of every shape and size. So there's a tremendous variety of people on our board. But what I find interesting is that we spend a lot of time talking about business issues that are relevant across the board. While my business is dramatically different from most of their businesses, we have similar issues that come up. And the beauty of it is somebody could be having a problem in a certain area, let's say finance or personnel, and they may be dealing with an issue that they're not sure exactly how to correct or to resolve. And so we talk about it, we kind of talk about solutions. It may have been something I faced at one time in the business. Maybe somebody else has some experience with that, and we can talk that out. And it's amazing how much insight and how much clarity you can receive from that conversation. It's been a wonderful experience from the point of now I have some accountability to other people, other business owners that I didn't have before. I mean, the decisions I made were mine and my own. There was nobody really to vet that information through. The board now, hears what I have to say about things and, frankly slaps them down if they need it and then helps me build them up or think about things differently. And I'm very pleased that I decided to go down this road. And it has made a dramatic difference in our company. As I joined TAB and began to understand, my role in TAB and understood how I could be accountable to other people for what I was, choosing to do with my company. The suggestions were made, well, why don't you, hire an operations manager? Why don't you get a financial person in here? Quit trying to do all those things yourself. And as I relinquished that control to those people, the company just flourished. Because, like I said before, I was the limiting factor. While I have a great vision and I have a lot of knowledge, I don't necessarily have all the skills to do all the things necessary to grow a business. They allowed me to add those pieces and components to the company by opening my eyes to them. And when we did, the company has really grown, and we're continuing to grow even today. We went from a maxed out at about $1 million a year company to just after 2 years now operating at a $4 million a year company. So it's a pretty dramatic growth rate. TAB allows them to have a relationship with other business owners that will open your eyes to what business really is. You know, there's so many people, guys that own landscape companies, painting contractors, people that we work with in our business that you might not think, well, gosh, they're not, you know, suit and tie kind of guys. Well, I mean, you see me, I'm not a suit and tie kind of guy. I was for years. I found that didn't suit me anymore, and that was actually a limiting factor in my world as well. But there's these other people out there, these guys that own these companies that sometimes make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year as individuals that want to grow their company, but they just don't know how. And TAB is a doorway to, you know, opening the potential of your company. And if they can get involved, and they will actually be involved and actually participate in these meetings and not just kind of stand shyly into the corner, which TAB won't even allow. They don't want you to be that guy. If they'll step up there and they'll present themselves and they'll expose their weaknesses, they'll be amazed at how much power the other board members can instill within them to give them the energy to move forward and make the decisions that are necessary to grow their company. I mean, I think anybody that wants to grow their company in a way that's meaningful, TAB is definitely for them.